Hi guys, this is Tara T. You guys can call me V. Today I am getting over myself and recording this video that I planned out probably over a year ago. And it's called Are You My Collective? My intentions with this reading is to partially do a read for myself, partially see who might be out there that resonates with me, with this journey. Who might my collective be? And how might we find each other? How might we recognize each other? My platform is relatively new, and leading into this, I started having, it wasn't a full panic attack, it was just a lot of anxious nerves, even though I read tarot and do readings for people on a daily basis. I don't know what the YouTube specific holdup is in my brain, heart, and mind. But it's funny because when I wrote this down a year ago, I had written down Calm Down by Rima and Selena Gomez in the corner here. I don't know why. It must have been something I channeled at the time because there's not a lot of excess notes on this page. So that was quite relevant and resonant for my panic attack. Anyway, my goal is to kind of keep this chill. I think that for me, if you resonate with me or if you like my style or, you think I'm funny, or if you like stories and movies and all that kind of stuff, like that's kind of how my gifts work. They come out to me through channels. I pick up images, symbolism, numbers, and anything else that comes through. Ideally, I'm going to be pulling my own ego behind, pulling it aside, and asking for the universe to just flow through me, speak through me for myself and my collective here. And we have the third intention of my reading is to better pay homage to my lovely card collection. I have so many beautiful cards. It's like an ADHD fixation of mine, but they're also beautiful, and I don't use them enough to justify how much I purchase them, and also to justify my reverence for them. So this is also an opportunity for me to use my cards, let them speak a little bit more, show them off, let people enjoy them too. All right, so for the Are You My Collective reading, we're going to start with the Who. The Who is this collective. I'm going to pull an Archetype card, and it's going to be the universe's pick. So something that they want me to tell us about our shared archetype here. Then we'll have another Oracle card that will tell us what role does this collective play in the world. And then another Oracle card that will tell us how does this collective see themselves and how do others see this collective. I'll get to those animal spirit cards. For the second section, we'll go into who is helping to guide this collective. That's the Divine Masters Oracle, which will be who's an ascended master looking over you, Goddess Guidance, which goddess might have a message for you, and then the Angels and Ancestors Oracle, which will be what gifts, resources has this collective inherited from their lineage and past lives. Then we'll go into what is the present journey this collective is on. We'll get some clues from some various Oracle and Tarot cards that I have. Let the universe just kind of give us some notes. And then lastly, we'll go into insights, advice, and synchronicities, see if there's just any last notes that they want to help us to wrap the reading in so we get a nice set down. And I think, firstly, This video will be for you, and you'll know that by the first section. So I know it might be a little bit longer or multiple sections, but who is this collective is really going to be who I'm addressing here. And so if it sounds like you, if it sounds like something that you've been going through, or the message is sitting with you and resonating, then by all means proceed. And if it's not, then it's probably just not for you. I'm calling in probably a specific collective here, and I expect for them to find me whenever they're meant to find me in divine time. So I hope that's all helpful, and I think it's helped me to calm down. So I'm going to say a quick prayer, and then I will jump in. Dear universe, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for a beautiful day. Thank you for a life that is interesting. Never a dull moment, universe. Universe, thank you for these gifts that you allow me to share with others. Thank you for connecting me to whomever may benefit and thrive from this reading, whoever you're specifically trying to reach. And universe, please wrap loving protection around this collective in this moment here in this room, in this reading. Please protect any information that is meant to flow to them today. Please shield them with extra protection and love. Please help me to find any routes to empowerment for this collective, for their highest good. Please highlight or shed light on any patterns, experiences that they are ready to leave behind. And if there are any opportunities for them to grasp, please make those clear. Thank you for your help in helping us to move forward. And so it is. Okay. I'm going to just live shuffle. I'll probably speed up the shuffling process as we go. Let's start with the Archetype card. So who is this collective? These are the Archetype cards by Carolyn Myss. Okay. Okay. Universe, who is this collective? What is one thing that you can tell me about this collective? Just one, please. All right, we've got the Seeker. Okay. The light attribute says thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. The shadow attribute to the Seeker archetype says inability to commit to a path once it's found. We're gonna get roasted, y'all. The Seeker community. Okay. The Seeker collective. It's a good place to be. Okay. I'll keep going in a second, but let's hit this first round and see how they interact with each other. Okay. So this is from the Citadel. It's a fantasy oracle card deck. It's gorgeous. It has these beautiful hex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an octagon. Octagonal card shape, which my collector ass just had to get. And it's got these beautiful, like almost copper foiling on the cards. And they follow all these different characters. All these characters are archetypes within this like citadel. Okay. All right, universe, what role does this collective play in the world? What role does this collective play in the world? Give me a 2. What role does this... Okay, one more. What role does this... I just would like 1, universe. Actually, no, I'll take it. I'll honor it. Okay. I'm not reading reversals on this one, so let's see. Let's see what we got. The musician, inspiration and gratitude. Okay. We have the hound, loyalty, chains, and promises. The hound. Y'all, we're going to get roasted. At least we're doing it together, okay? And by roasted, I mean like probably in the best way, but in a needed way. All right, and then we have the acolyte, new projects, learning. Now look at that, that's beautiful. Wow. The acolyte. Okay, thank you. And then we're gonna grab the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck from Kim Krams. And we're going to use these ones to see, we're gonna get 2 archetype, or 2 animal spirit cards. How does this collective see themselves? How does this collective see themselves as the dragonfly? Interesting. Okay. And then how do others see this collective? How do others see this collective? The frog. Okay. Okay, I think we can work with this. Okay, so I went to grab the book for the Wild Unknown. I will keep pulling channel messages as well, but I think that the way the book talks about these can be really helpful. So for the dragonfly, we have Master of Light, Illusion, and the Mind. So this is how this collective sees themselves. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens the sense of wonder and awe. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. And when the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. Are they restless or still? Dreamlike or crystal clear? The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance, and the dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind. Is it giving calm down, y'all? It reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. When this card is in balance, it sees clearly, joyful, and magical. When it's out of balance, it can't concentrate. It's a busy mind, right? Flitting from thing to thing. And then it says, in order to bring this energy into balance, focus on the breath, which is literally the calm down energy. Okay, universe, already starting with this. Okay, that's dragonfly. Master of Light, Illusions, and the Mind. Okay, let's go to frog. Frog. This is how others see this collective. Clearing, cleansing, and healing. This is how others see you guys. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends his first months of life entirely within the healing element and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs are not meant to carry a heavy load. When this frog energy is in balance, it's clear energy and enthusiasm for life. When it's out of balance, you might find yourself feeling depleted or running on empty. And they say that in order to kind of bring this frog energy into balance, you need to kind of connect with water. So, lake, river, ocean, bathhouse, maybe a spiritual bath, a shower, even drink more water, which is something I will do. Also, this frog coming out is hilarious to me because the frog is a personal spiritual guide, spiritual symbol between me and the universe. So this combination is funny because the first thing I'm getting about who this collective is, there's a lot of restless energy here. There is a deep, deep desire to experience life, to live, to not just like live a regular life. I feel like you guys want to go deep, and it might be for various things. It might be deep in your healing journey, sure, but maybe it's deep in your art. Maybe it's deep in just like having the wealth of experience. Maybe it's deep in terms of connection to others. The what is not as important as the who, right? You always want more. You want things to be profound. You don't want to live a life that's just okay. That's just like maybe good enough. And even good enough, you might find yourself like constantly looking for the next possibility. You might be very multi-passionate, might be very spiritual, I would assume, if you're on a tarot reading. But part of that is this energy to like get yourself really hyped up, but then also be depleted. And I don't think that's your fault here with this hound card talking about loyalty, chains, and promises. I feel like you have been bound up in life. This could be soul contracts too, is specifically what I'm getting, where it has been almost seemingly a key feature of your journey to have to show loyalty to others. If this hound, right, the dog, if you think about a dog, dogs are very beloved to their owners most of the time, but they were wolves who were kind of domesticated, meant to be able to serve, protect the household, hunt, emotionally support other people. There's certain things that you get, that the dogs get out of these lives. I'm not saying that they don't enjoy them, but I think there's an energy here of this hound being like the feral energy, right? So yes, like we recognize that wolves were pack animals. They're very loyal, and they're also very formidable. And people want you on their team. I think there's maybe been a lot of people who have tried to possess you in various points in your life. That could have been in career. It could definitely be in love, and potentially even family too. Friendships. Like, people just want to possess you. They want you to be loyal to them. And rather than kind of going about this in a way that makes sense for your seeker nature, in a way that keeps you replenished, in a way that values your own personal expanse, it's been more so in the sense of like wrapping a chain around you, or like making you swear loyalty. But what I love about this card here, the Hound card, is breaking the sword. And I feel like that's also a symbol of the chains, right? So not only like maybe you've been a seeker who has been tied up or chained through various life circumstances, through various connections. But this seeker is like, I'm leaving. I have places to go. I can't be on a chain radius. I can't just have only a radius's worth of area to the backyard. I need to be able to run. I need to be able to sniff things. I need to be able to try things. I need to be able to be in community with other seekers. I need to be able to go on my journey, and being tied up, I think, has been killing you, because it doesn't feed your zest for life here with the musician, with inspiration and gratitude. It doesn't feed your zest for life, which I do think you have a natural zest for life. There's a lot of like, ooh, what does this do? Ooh, that's so cool. Ooh, I could learn this. Ooh, I could make that. Ooh, this person is very interesting to me. I want to know more. Like, there's a lot of like, this also could be kind of like poly energy, where there's just a need to see the world as, very Sag energy. That's me. Very stereotypical Sag energy here. And then the acolyte here with learning, with new projects and learning, right? There's this energy of you kind of always picking up a new inspired project, or wanting to teach yourself a new hobby or something like that. But like, it's like you have a desire to learn, and you're always putting yourself out there to get your hands on whatever you can grasp, whatever you can deepen yourself with. I think that you're a student of life, somebody who always wants to know more, wants to understand deeper. But through a number of things, though, there has been this depletion energy here with this frog. Think about a frog, like if you think about the texture of their skins, they're kind of damp and clammy, but that's how they're supposed to be. It would be weird to see a dehydrated frog. Like, you would be able to tell you, like, oh my God, dude, get some water. And people can see that about you. That's this. People can see when you are depleted, and I think you pull it off quite well, but also people can still see. Maybe people don't have the words all the time to let you know that it's obvious that you are stretched, or like not quite your best self. But there's something. Like, I think people do see you as very almost like wise, right? So they kind of are trying to give you a lot of respect for how well you handle yourself, but also I think that they can see that you are dehydrated in terms of your ability to water yourself. And so when that's the case, then this dragonfly inspiration energy is it becomes more erratic, and it becomes more hyperactive, I would say. It feels more like it might be fritzing. So some of you guys, like, this seeker energy has you like trying to find the right path, left, right, check, pivot, recalibrate, all of this. But that's this shadow attribute coming through, isn't it? Inability to commit to a path once it is found. You probably already found the path that you seek, but it feels, for the dragonfly and for somebody of inspiration, that sometimes it feels dangerous to commit to one thing, because you feel like that means all the other options fall away. But that's not true. That's not true. I think that it's very important to you, this energy of like, well, I need to feel inspired. I need to be immersed. I need to feel. I need to experience more. Like, I don't want to cut myself off, because then you start feeling like you're being chained up again. But this is a collective that's kind of, I don't know, being asked to rehydrate and release, so that you can actually go on the path that you're looking for. But you can't do it when you feel like you're bound to all of this other stuff. Your first binding is to yourself. Okay. If that was not enough. So the next set that we're going to be working with, who is helping to guide this collective? Okay. So the first one we're going to grab is, who is an ascended master that's looking over you? This is the Divine Masters Oracle by Kyle Gray. Divine Masters Oracle. Okay. Dear Universe, who is an ascended master that is looking over this collective? Who is an ascended master who is looking over this collective? Oh. I'll keep Hathor because she flipped her. She looked at me. I'll just note her on the bottom. How about that? All right. All right. You guys have the Divine Director. Trust the process. Create space for divine order to unfold. So the Divine Director is one of the Ascended Masters who's looking over us. And then Hathor popped out to give us a little shimmy. Hathor. Hathor says light activation. Acceleration, brilliance, stand in your light. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Let that sizzle on your spirit for a second while I grab the next set. I'm going to get these roastings all at once. Next one is the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. This was my first deck. It's very old. And I don't think in print anymore because Doreen Virtue left spirituality and condemned it. So, okay. But this deck is special to me. All right. Which goddess has a message for this collective? Which goddess has? Okay, hello. All right. Okay, hi. Hey. Kuan Yin, compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. Okay. Thank you, Kuan Yin. Okay. Thank you, Kuan Yin. And last but not least for this section anyway, we have the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. This is also by Kyle Gray. Okay, these ones needed a good shuffle. Okay, this question is, what gifts or resources has this collective inherited from their lineage and or past lives? What gifts or resources has this collective inherited from their lineage and past lives? Thank you. Okay. We have Lady. Enjoy growth and reap rewards. This card reminds me of the Nine of Pentacles in Tarot and also the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, let's break it down now and let's keep adding to our message now. So the two Ascended Masters that came out are the Divine Director. The message here is trust the process, then Hathor, light activation. It makes full sense to me that this seeker energy is where this all starts, right? Because in order to be on this seeker journey where your spirit will not quite rest until its soul questions are answered, that the soul answers, you might try various different ways to find them, but the only real way that's going to answer the question for your spirit in a way that is satisfactory is going to require uncertainty, question marks, doubt, faith. It's going to be it's probably going to require a dark night of the soul. It's going to require getting it wrong quite a bit, because that's how the seeker operates. They follow to their best understanding their hearts, their spirits, and they know that in every stop, every area, every path that they map out, there is something to receive and something to know, a piece to the bigger puzzle that is their life. And here, this trust the process is almost like a reminder that just because you seek and just because this is like the life that you're creating doesn't mean that you're doing it alone. And I think sometimes, like when the dragonfly is in scatter mode and you're not feeling connected or you're feeling dehydrated and all this energy, you get you can kind of forget that it's not just you. Like, it's not just you out here making everything unfold. This says create space for divine order to unfold, okay? This one is saying you're not, even though you seek the answers, like sometimes the answers are trying to come to you and you're trying to be the one to locate them. Sometimes they're coming right to you, sometimes they're handed to you, sometimes they're curated for you exactly. And therefore, if this is your archetype, if this is kind of like your soul's calling is to look, to seek, then you're doing what you need to do by experiencing, just living life, seeing what you can get out of each scenario, right? I think that it's sitting here over the compassion as well with Kuan Yin, because society is very quick to judge people who seek, people who don't take the path just given to them, just handed to them. Society is quick to tell you that you're crazy, to tell you that doesn't make any sense, and to want to see the receipts and the Carfax on every decision that you make. And that makes you question yourself. That's part of the things that we get chained to down here. But if everybody followed the status quo and it was nobody's lot in life to seek, then we would never expand. We would never know more. We would never find new possibilities, new projects. You know, how many things do we enjoy, do we benefit from in society that were the outcome of somebody asking a crazy question or following their heart? So the compassion aspect is, one, to have compassion for yourself. Yes. Put some of the judgment down when it comes to this weird life that you are leading or meant to lead. It is like, you have to trust the process, because like it's not going to make sense to anybody else, and you have to have compassion for yourself for that. You can't sit here and judge yourself from inside your own experience, because then the seeker's path gets cut off. You stop seeking. You lack inspiration. You feel dehydrated. You knock over your crystals. Let's look at our other ascended master, Hathor. Light, activation, acceleration, brilliance, stand in your light. Speaking of innovation, because Hathor is Egyptian, I'm pretty sure. And Egypt is one of the foundational places for a lot of wisdom and for a lot of technological advances and a lot of lore. Like very spiritually connected. This light activation, I think, is for you. This is you being lit up, you being activated. And it's also to help remind you, right? Because when you're sitting here as the seeker and society is making you feel crazy, things are starting to speed up for you. Things are starting to speed up for you because you've been activated. I think you maybe were in a place where you were collecting a lot of experiences, maybe collecting a lot of trauma, going down a bunch of different paths that didn't quite fit or didn't quite seem to be the one. And that might have had you feeling that, what am I even doing? But I feel such bright brilliance. Exactly. Things starting to speed up because you have sought so much and maybe gotten some of the quote unquote wrong answers so many times that like it actually has helped narrow the field of what is not for you. And I think you're getting much closer to what is. Much closer to what is. I feel things getting brighter, right? Going from healing and back into inspiration. Here with the ancestor card. So what gifts or resources has this collective inherited from their lineage or past lives? Nine of Pentacles energy, which is what this reminds me of in Queen of Pentacles energy, is a solid foundation. It's a foundation that has allowed you to actually enjoy and reap the reward. Literally, enjoy growth and reap rewards. To experience luxury and abundance in the lifetime, not just in the terms of monetary, but feeling that your garden is full, feeling that the fruits of your labor are ready to eat and they taste delicious and they taste so good and so special, so organic because you made them, because you tended to them, and because now, like, you poured into them. There's love here, right? I feel like in your past lives or in your lineage, maybe there has been like a lot of, I want to say like generational curse breaking, but it's not just that. But there's been a lot of karmic debts that have been paid off now. It might have been in your ancestry, or maybe it's you who've been paying off a lot of these karmic debts. But that means that the gift and the resource that you get to have in this life now, and believe me when I say this, even if it doesn't seem to be clear yet, is the ability to enjoy the payoff from that. To reap the rewards, to enjoy the growth and not just feel like you're always having growing pains. Understand? Period, universe, period. Okay. The next set is going to be about what is the present journey that this collective is on. All right. And these are just going to be universal clues from different oracle cards for me to see. First one is the Starcodes Astro Oracle. This is by Heather Roan Robbins and artwork by Lucas Lua de Souza. Nice. I love this deck and I have not given it a lot of love lately. I have not acted like it. So I appreciate it for having compassion on me as I have sought other decks. Oops. But I come back around. That's the thing. All right, universe, can you give us one clue from this deck? What is the present journey that this collective is on? What is the present journey that this collective is on? I said one, please, and thank you. All right, they gave us two. We'll repeat it. We'll keep it. All right, we have number 32, Vesta with Hearth. Okay. And look at this. Number 23, Jupiter, abundance. Love to see this. This is what I said, like with the lady, enjoy growth and reap rewards. This is abundance. That's literally the abundance card, basically. And Jupiter is the planet of abundance. It is the planet of expansion. You take a look at this card because I feel like y'all not hearing me. Take a look at this card. First of all, Jupiter is a big daddy planet. It takes up as much space as it wants. Jupiter also rules Sagittarius. I know that much. And Sagittarius is that wandering energy, that like energy of wanting to see more. It is seeker energy again. So we've doubled down here. The seeker is not meant to only experience the worst that the world has to offer. They just are experiencing the expanse of it, the expansiveness of what the world has to offer. But look at this spread here. You got fruits. You got, I thought that was a croissant. I'm just hungry. That's a pumpkin. You got fruit. Literally, like, again, enjoy growth and reap rewards. This is the same thing. She plucked these apples out of her garden and then made this beautiful spread. This looks like a party. Okay. 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 And then with Hearth, Hearth makes me think of home, stability, and warmth. I really do feel like because of the chains that you have broken, the chains of loyalty, the chains of silence, that you have broken to release yourself, you are actually seeking and finding something that feels much more like your true home. This might be more so like found family. It could be just feeling like less performance, less need to perform, less need to like go into character more frequently, just more so just being. Hearth to me is like where you come to rest, to put down the facade and to just be, to loosen your shoulders, to slouch, to let your stomach out, you know? And again, doubles down on that compassion because we need compassion in order to even be able to give ourselves permission to rest and put down. Okay, let's keep going. I said I was going to do all of these. I might narrow down which ones I actually use. Give me 1 second. Ooh. Next, we're going to use the Anchored Healing deck. This is by Margot Feldman. This is not available anymore, so I'm very grateful to have this deck. This deck was a one-run endeavor for Margot, who I had followed on Instagram. I think it was Softcore Trauma was the handle. And so they made this deck and I watched the process of it and, you know, added to the Kickstarter or whatever the process was. And it was interesting because this deck had so much struggle in getting here. There was delays in the process of processing them or delays with the vendors and all of this kind of stuff. So, and then even down to delivery and shipping, it took months longer, unintended months longer in order to reach. And so when we talk about the seeker's journey, this deck felt like it went on a seeker's journey in order to even reach me. One of however many people in the world have this deck, and I hope everybody's cherishing it because it's beautiful. I don't say that to rub it in your face, but I just want to give her her shine. And I think just the process of, you know, doing one run of these made Margot kind of say, all right, that's enough of that. That I think was traumatic for her, for them. But let's see. Universe, can you please give me, ooh, a clue as to what journey this collective is on. Please give me a clue to what journey this collective is on. Ooh. Look at the seeker out here trying to move, always trying to move, you know? Please give me one clue. What is the journey that this collective is on, please? Just one. Oh, you? Okay. I'm laughing because, like, what? What is this not perfect? It's on it's a mystery. Same here with this divine director looking at me so smug. Mystery, trust the process. The present journey is about trusting the process. It's not about where you're going. It's about go. It's about go. That's the same reason why they gave the calm down energy, right? Because they're like, the reason that you're feeling so, look at control on the back. Yeah, all right, roast us. Good thing I'm in here with y'all. And if nobody's in here with me, it's just me getting roasted. But I know y'all heard this. Mystery. We want to control, but like the seeker's journey is not to control, it's to experience. And so with the mystery energy here, it's almost like it's not meant to be understood exactly. That's not the point. Understanding it is not the full point. Knowing is not the point. And I feel like every time you might try to know or try to control, then the universe will throw a curveball. They'll like make things weird. They'll shift direction because they need to remind you, it's like, you're a seeker, honey. So just seek, like, just do what you are here to do. Jot down, I see this little notebook, right? Jot down notes, pay attention to your journey, like open your eyes and take notes. But that's what the assignment is. The assignment is not for you to set a giant goal and then be like, I have to move towards it. The goal is maybe more of an intention. Set an intention. What do you keep finding yourself called towards? What patterns do you find yourself continually in, for better or for worse? They're both telling you something. And where does your heart and your spirit keep drawing you? Where do they keep pulling you towards? What do they keep pulling you away from? It's interesting because you have like this seahorse here, and it makes me think of like the male seahorses who are like an enigma to humans, because the male seahorses are the ones who hold the babies who are pregnant. And that is that mystery. It's like, why does that happen there? I'm sure maybe, scientists may know by now, but imagine like again, with this needing for compassion and not having judgment, right? It seems like such a freak of nature thing for humans to fathom this, but this is just how they're made. These seahorses are meant to do this thing. As a seeker, you are meant to do this thing. It does not have to make sense to everybody else. But because it won't make sense to everybody else, that's why you need to keep your journal, your reflections, your practices close, because you'll probably be more responsible for navigating the twists and turns. People are not going to have a blueprint for you. It's not going to be a blueprint. It's going to be a you print. That's what it's going to be. So like, nobody's going to be able to tell you how to get your outcomes. It's not going to be from following a script or a service. If you want to, along your journey, just like look into things and certify yourself and various things like that won't hurt, but don't expect for what resonates to come from somebody else. It's probably not gonna. You might need to, pull your own cards or start your own version of things. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna get one card from the Daily Crystal Inspiration Oracle from Heather Askinosi. I hope that's how you pronounce it. That just slipped right out the tongue. Okay, literacy. All right. Universe, another piece of the puzzle, another clue for the present journey that this collective is on, in addition to mystery. Just one, please. In addition to these oracle cards, they're good. They're just they sticky to shuffle, which is why I don't like to not to do too much. The gloss on them makes them a little bit challenging, but it's not such a cute background. All right, what's the present journey this collective is on? Present journey this collective is on. Yeah. Phantom quartz. Embrace change. I hope that's in. Yeah. Phantom quartz. Embrace change. You heard them? You heard them. And it's funny because like now that I'm putting it over here on this side with the abundance and the reaping and like the brilliance, part of what they want you to embrace change about is that things can be like this side of the board, that things can feel like reward, like abundance. You can feel like you're in your light, you know? I think maybe your secret journey has been traumatic to this point in a lot of ways, and you're holding a lot of that. And I feel the tension. I feel clenched up a bit. And I'm sorry, but like that's as a seeker, this is an essential item in your backpack. Your ability to embrace change, because you don't have a map. You're just walking forward. And so when you don't embrace change and you also don't have a map, you're sitting here at every fork in the road having anxiety because you're so tied to the paths that you have wanted to explore, that you feel like you're always needing to give something up, or that it's like that if you choose a new path, if you embrace change, that it's going to be a type of change that hurts you. And sometimes, yeah, I'm sure some of the changes will hurt, but that's not what's in store right now. It's a mystery, but they want you to embrace it anyway because they're trying to show you abundance and home, right? They're trying to show you that you can trust the process. They're trying to show you that your nature is to be inspired by all that's out there, the beauty of life, for you to be able to get your hands on new possibilities, new projects, for you to try things and watch how they unfold. It's beautiful, but because the change has been something that you now have like a negative connotation for, you're limiting your options. You're chaining your damn self. Your loyalty is to the hurt version of you. Your loyalty is to the hurt version of you and not the hurt version of you. Come on. Come on. That don't make no sense. And I say that with respectfully because I'm roasting myself right now, but it does not make any sense. You are not meant to be chained. You are meant to run free. You are meant to use those unique abilities, use how much you've healed, use how much you've seen to take up space, to be brilliant, to activate, and to enjoy and reap the benefits of this epic journey that you've been on, okay? Oof. Okay, damn. Another fave, Lantern Oracle. Look at this. Angelina Mirabito, PhD, and illustrated by Yuli Alejo. Oh, y'all, this was another one of my earliest decks. It is, it speaks so loud. The guidebook is also very beautifully written. It always hits. But this one speaks even if you don't even touch the guidebook. I cannot recommend this deck more if you just need like an oracle deck for talking to the universe, just between you and the universe. This deck has healed me multiple times. Okay, dear universe, please give us another piece of the puzzle for what is the present journey that this Seeker Collective is on. What is the present journey that this Seeker Collective is on? Hello. No. Oh my god. I literally can't make it up. Y'all, like, look, they're so snarky with us. Do you peep? Are you peeping this? The unknown. The subtext says knowing the unknown. Oh my god. Oh my god. They doubled down on the mystery. Even the subtext of this feels shady. It's like the unknown. What about the unknown? It's like knowing the unknown. Knowing the unknown is the current journey that you're on. Literally, literally seek that. Seek the unknown. You want to tie yourself to something? Tie yourself to the unknown. I solemnly swear I am knowing the unknown. I solemnly swear I am trusting the process. I solemnly swear I am making hearth in mystery. I solemnly swear I am embracing the change of abundance. I solemnly swear to seek inspiration and new projects. I solemnly swear to live in my brilliance and stand in my light. They said, get to seeking. You don't know what's behind the door. And the more you ask that question, I think the more you're going to be frustrated, because I think that the universe will give you roundabout answers, because they're going to keep trying to knock it into your hard head that that's not the point. That's not what we're doing here. They said seek. I'm thinking of the book The Alchemist as well. Maybe it's a quick read if you haven't read it. It's not dense at all. It's very light story, but it's this is literally this energy of the seeker. If you are on the seeker journey and you like to read, it is a beautiful, powerful book. And it will reiterate all of this. Okay. All right, universe, let's get some tarot on this. As if they're not speaking enough, we're using the Light Seers Tarot today from Chris Ann. This is a dope tarot deck. It is so good. It's beautiful. It is kind. It is optimistic. The cards, the quality of the cards are very, quality. Okay. Oh. The Fool card fell down on the bottom. I'm inclined to keep it because it does go with this. What is the present journey this collective is on? Help us understand. We're on the Fool's journey, which is literally, okay, thank you. And the Star reversed. Thank you. The Fool card in tarot is card number 0. Not card number 1, card number 0. It is the beginning. It is a leap of faith. And you see this on this person looks like she's kind of doing a trust fall. She's holding a crystal that said, embrace change. Embrace change. And she said, okay, screw it. Let's go. And did a trust fall with the universe right into this, what is this, like I can't remember the name of the symbol. It's literally under my, wow, brain fart, I'm sorry. But the Fool's Journey, if you're not a tarot reader, is what we call the sequence of events that follow the major arcana in tarot. So the cards that are like the Fool, the Star, like the Tower, those ones. The Fool's Journey starts it all. This is an energy of new beginnings. It's an energy of being a beginner, being kind of naive, but like being able to throw caution to the wind. This is child energy. This is child energy. And who better to enjoy grown people blessing in abundance but a child? Nobody enjoys things more than children do. And with the purity of a child, with the excitement of a child. Yes, children can get themselves into trouble, but the good thing for you is that through this seeker journey, you actually have really sharpened your discernment. You have set up resources and boundaries around you. You are able now to do this trust fall. There's nobody else around to sabotage you except yourself. Beautiful. And the Star card in the reverse now, Star card is over here talking about, well, look at it upright. Upright is like, when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. The Star card talks about faith and miracles, feeling like you're tied to, you're tying your hope, your faith. Is easier for navigating the unknown when you have a strand of faith that feels like it's tied to something that's larger than you. Feels like it's tied to something that's a miracle. That's why you can trust it. That's why you believe. When you have that, that is your North Star, which is helpful on these seeker journeys, which kind of is making me think of the wise men in the Bible, and not to trigger anybody who has religious trauma, but also like stories are stories. You can learn things from them. With the Star card, they follow the North Star on their seeker journey, that they're guided to just pick up these various offerings and make their way to the Jesus, basically, baby Jesus being born at that night. They got their marching orders. It was quite unknown. Who could have known? But they were able to kind of have this be their compass. Now, for you all, for us, the star is in the reverse. So part of this journey here, part of the journey that this collective is on, is battling the fact that we feel that we find it hard to have faith. That this type of taking a leap and also maintaining faith at the same time it feels insane to us, even though it should feel quite natural given the nature of a seeker. But I think that this current journey is a big test. It feels like it's a big test for us, but it's not just because of it's not just because we struggle, but it's because it's asking a lot. And it's also going to be kind of a common theme, I think, as you go through, that I think it's going to be one or the other. Either you're going to have the Fool upright and your star reversed. So it's I'm ready to take a leap. I've hyped myself to say 1, 2, 3 leap, but I can't seem to trust the process, trust the universe. Or you'll be like, look, I do actually trust you this time, but I can't make my body move. I can't make myself release. It's going to be one or the other. So it's going to be kind of a constant need to temper things. Now, what I will say for y'all is that it doesn't seem like this current present journey that we're on is meant to be traumatic. I keep getting this. There's so much beautiful energy here, even though they have to tell us, like, again, trust the process, mystery, the unknown. Like, they're not gonna give us the answer. We're not gonna find comfort in having super clarity, but we are going to find comfort in trying anyway. We're gonna fail at each of these things, but we're going to try anyway. We're going to keep putting one foot in front of the other because we're going to get out of this desert. And so we are going to find a lot of what we find in the unknown is beautiful, feels aligned, feels bright. Okay? That's where the faith is needed. That it's not just things that go bump in the night. It's, wow, a gift, something that I needed that I didn't even have to ask for. Something that I've been wanting to hear my whole life that came naturally. A connection that feels true, that doesn't require me to put up any fences or defenses, that finds it easy to see and understand me. Okay? All right. Now we're going to go in the last section, which is insights, advice, and synchronicities. We'll see. We might not use all of these decks, but we'll see what we get. Okay. All right. So first, we're going to pull Raise Your Vibration Oracle. This is also from Kyle Gray. I must have been in a Kyle Gray phase. Kyle Gray makes some cool decks, so I've enjoyed multiple of them. And if you go to the Hay House website, you usually can get any Hay House. Where is this? Yeah. I don't know if you can see that. This Hay House. If you go to Hay House, Hay, website, you can get a lot of their decks for cheaper than you would in other places. So, pro tip. All right. Dear Universe, thank you for this divinely guided message. Would you please share any last insights, advice, synchronicities, guidance, exclamation points, things to consider, anything else you'd like for this collective to have as they go? Oh, okay. It says, feeling fear is a call for love. I'm going to put this over here. Yep. Because you guess what? It sits here underneath the compassion reminder. Feeling fear is a call for love. This is how you're going to help to maneuver your Fool and Star energy as they continue to flip, and they will. And they will. We don't beat ourselves up about that. We say, I'm feeling fear. Why is that? What am I resisting? For example, I was resisting doing this video, even though, again, I read tarot. I do this on a weekly basis. I record myself in much more vulnerable ways sometimes on other platforms. But for some reason, I was struggling to start. I was feeling fear. But I'm glad that I did this reading, and I'm glad that I will post it. If you make it to the end of this video, and it meant something to you, how about that? If it meant something to you, if you are in this collective, if it resonates, then just maybe leave a star emoji. Leave a star emoji as a reminder for us. Because we're going to be navigating the unknown. And I think that the cool thing about a collective reading is that if you engage in the comments, you are engaging with other people that probably understand this deeper than anybody else will. And on the back, I was called here on a mission. Again, a star and the seeker energy, right? I was called here on a mission. Fine, universe, I will take 2. I was called here on a mission. And the mission sitting over here, right? So again, it's sitting next to the star. Let's look at these synchronicities. Star. It's sitting underneath the enjoy growth and reap rewards. So that's part of the mission, is to be able to reap the benefits of a lot of the karmic debts that you've maybe paid off or paid off for others, paid off for your lineage, the hard work that you've put into yourself. And that's why we're going to be embracing change, period. Called here on a mission. You got stuff to do, y'all. We got stuff to do. We cannot dilly-dally. Or I mean, I guess we can dilly-dally if in terms of if that's part of our seeking and wandering, but we got things to do, y'all. Let's get another. Okay. I mean, I like symmetry, but it's all right. We'll get one of these Divine Feather Messenger cards. These are cute. I don't know if you like birds. I don't know that I always like birds. Sometimes they can be freaky, but I do find them to be beautiful and tend to have a lot of symbolism. So, dear universe, hi. Oh my God. Wow. Thank you, universe. The heron. Let go of convention and follow your own unique path. Is that not seeker energy? Is that not this mystery stuff they're talking about? Wow. Okay. All right, heron, you better. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, universe. They're just doubling down. They're just doubling down. I love to see it. All right. And lastly, we're